was disgusting. Oh my God, June. Oh.
Absolutely devastating.
He's actually in a really good spot for his teammate to watch over him and give him assistance, but no one really watching the main run up. And oh, what a trophy system collateral kill!
Oh, they gotta get on the point. They gotta get on the point. They're gonna run out of time. Can they contest? They are with 1.4 seconds. And Bill is gonna go down. We are gonna be seeing him now. No, out of the point, and Wave Runners by the skin of their teeth are gonna be able to hold on.
Can he play from horse? Oh, holy! He's gonna get another one.
As Hoy will quick scope heavy.
Not necessarily translate to control from the bottom lane, as Legacy just being an absolute nuisance here with his team just getting such a back control here.
Team kill is gonna get hustled down to 2v2. They should have had the man up, and now Austin's gonna try to get one. He's gonna look for the double, can't quite get it. Zuxium, the last man alive, and now it's Zuxium trying to finish off the team. He's gonna stun in there, see one. One's gonna push out, it's gonna get taken out. Zuxium can finish it right here, 7 points left. Taking out another one more pushes out. He's gonna get taken out by a teammate, and that's gonna be Hype Esport taking map number 1.
I see it now, I see it now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the K7 League. My name is Trevor. Tonight I am joined by Comica. And we have a match, Rated White versus Team Hustle. Comica, how are you feeling about it?
I'm feeling pretty decent about it, Trevor. It is definitely a match. That is something you can 100% say about it. It is going to be between Rated White and Hustle, like Trevor said. But, Trevor, there's a little bit of a catch to this game. Something that we have not quite seen yet in any of the other games. And in order to explain it properly, I need to show you guys the leaderboards real quick. So we'll snap real quick on over to that as we can get this explanation done and dusted with. You see, Trevor, Team Hustle, they have not won a single map yet this season. And so, realizing their position, they have decided to do something pretty cool, in my opinion, and they are allowing a bunch of the free agents to play on their team in any given week. So, just a bunch of the FAs will take turns playing for Team Hustle for the remainder of the season. I think that's pretty cool of them, dude. I think that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it kind of gives everyone their chance to shine, which I think is pretty cool because a team sees this kid go fry in a match versus an established team in the K7 League. It's kind of their chance that you normally wouldn't see, or at least see to this extent, as there are the qualifiers and things like that. But this is like real experience in the game, live streamed here on the K7 YouTube. So I'm pretty excited for it. It really is. It's a nice thing that Team Hustle has done. Like you said, kind of realizing where they were at in the standings. I'm ready for these maps, though. I mean, we're not seeing any of the new ones, but we do have a nice, solid map set, I would say, for tonight. We're going to start it off with the Moscow Hardpoint. It's a staple now for Cold War. We've been in the game for a few months. Everyone knows it. Everyone knows that it plays well on the rotations, so that's nice. Followed by the Raid, Search and Destroy. Again, just a classic in Call of Duty history. And we're going to have that checkmate control. Those are the three that we are guaranteed, as it is a best of 5. If we make it to maps 4 and 5, we'll have Raid Hardpoint and Miami S&D.
Yeah, Trevor, I think it's going to be an explosive start, especially on this Moscow. It's definitely got a lot of potential for a blowout, especially if the Raid guys just can get their team chemistry on point like they always do in comparison to this basically a pickup team on the side of Hustle tonight. But as we'll soon see in the rosters, a few of the Hustle players are some familiar faces, and they do have a little bit of experience with each other. But yeah, like we were saying, Trevor, these maps, they do, a lot of the initial ones at least, do require so much team play and coordination. Now, last but not leastly, we are going to take a little bit of a look at who are we going to be seeing on the field tonight. We'll start off with the Rated roster, which is going to be Koi, Freshie, Kaiser, And Pilly going to be a new addition to the roster, I do believe. I think he was formerly on Valkyrie. I know that Valkyrie made a lot of changes, as you'll see soon enough. But yeah, Trevor, take us through the Hustle roster real quick.
Yeah, and on Team Hustle here, we're going to have Oblivion, Diggs, Lucid, and MJ the God. Again, this isn't a team that was necessarily an established team. They're kind of here to prove a point that they can play with the big dogs. So it's great that they have this platform. Now, let's just see what they can do with it.
Yeah, one last thing I will point out is, you know how I said that there are two players who have been playing with each other a little bit, Trevor? That is Oblivion and Diggs. And I also mentioned that Valkyrie had quite the roster change-up. Those are two more players from the Valkyrie roster. So 3 out of 4 former Valkyrie players are going to be making an appearance tonight on teams other than Valkyrie, which I think is pretty dang interesting. So Diggs and Oblivion, they've got the chemistry. Lucid and MJ, we'll see just how well they can bring it alongside them. But the rated guys, they have definitely been playing with each other for a long time, and it is going to be a tough one for Hustle tonight.
Yeah, I mean, all they can do is come out and really prove a point. That's what they have the platform for. It's why they've been given it. Now they just have to take advantage of it. And hey, for the org, doing such a nice thing for all these FAs. I mean, hey, a win on the board looks kind of nice. So you don't have that 0 there next to the dubs category. So I'm excited to see what they can do. Moscow's a great start to it. We should be getting into the match really soon, as it should be loading up. So that will be nice.
Seconds,
yeah. And just to be able to see what they're able to do with it. Moscow is a really fun one to start with. I think it's a really fun hardpoint for me. I like playing it, like watching it, and I love casting over it.
Yeah, me too, Trevor. I definitely think this is a map that requires a lot more thinking in how you play and not just, small-brained rushing at the objective and trying to get in as many gunfights as possible. You have to be at least a little bit thoughtful as to how you approach the map. Just saying, being cracked does go quite a little bit of distance in any single game, but you can't just be cracked going up against a team that really knows their stuff. Like, they will outsmart you, and I don't know, being cracked can only get you so far, Trevor, as we're about to see potentially here. I know that some of the Team Hustle players are very, very cracked, but Rated White, they've also got a little bit of crackness themselves, and they've got the team play and the knowledge under the belt. So let's see how this does get down here on Moscow Hardpoint as soon as everybody loads in.
Yeah, we're going to be over on the side of Rated White for the breakoff. Again, we're going to head straight to mid-map for that P1. So nothing crazy, pretty standard as they try to get control. Rated, I'm sure their ultimate goal is going to be to flip these spawns, so look for Team Hustle to kind of hold on to that street side, just so that no one slips through. Number 8, Philly, is going to be that person that's trying to slip through here. But other than that, we're just already contested right here in the point. Trying to see who comes out first after this first break.
Yeah, we are going to be seeing some good initial contention for Rated White, but Diggs gonna be completely clearing up the point there, my friend. And now, just like that, Rated White, they're in a little bit of a potential predicament here. They're not quite getting a lot of the hill time off this, and they're not getting any positions for next, Trevor. So that is a net loss for them on this objective. If Hustle can just keep them at bay and prevent them from getting a sizable amount of hill time off this, then that will be a win off this objective, since they can basically get so much off of next and cement their lead.
Yeah, and they have MJ just kind of posted up in that top PD position, so he's going to be ready for any kind of rotation. Hill's winding down. If you're rated, you went about even for the hard point, but you weren't really able to put any pressure toward these P2 spawns. Freshie was first up, and he was first down as he kind of pops out. And big beams from Kaiser there as he does take that player out of top PD. That's exactly the opening that his team needed. As you see, street side kind of cleared out from Rated White. But close spawns for Team Hustle as they all spawn up and are right there. That is the benefit of having those spawns after that P1. You spawn close, you're there, recovered, Rated White. It was a valiant attempt, but now you're right back to square one.
Yeah, I mean, this is the worry for Rated Gaming coming into this hill, is that if your opponent can get properly set up, then you're in a little bit of a rough spot, but they do manage to use their seemingly superior just team play, and they just push right on through. I mean, they're not having the best of times in the gunfights here, Trevor, as you can see. 1-4 for Koi and 2-4 for Kaiser, but they are really, really making it happen still. In fact, they have the lead, and that just goes to show you that it's not just barrel stuffing and being cracked that wins you games.
Yeah, and that's really I can't highlight that anymore. MJ the God, though, he has had some of these power positions. You see him with the crick in his hand, playing that AR spot, but Koi here in the back. You see these players. Rated Gaming, I think, I think they're just playing together cohesively. Right now, they're down about 10, but that's because Team Hustle has this initial break here. But as I say that, Rated White gets right in there with Kaiser kind of laying down. Does get spotted there from that guy, that player there, Elbow Oblivion. But Freshie maybe looking to set up a pinch with his teammates coming from the back. They just got to time this right, and maybe they can do some damage as they are going to get the break on the hard point. A couple players kind of pushed toward the backside of the map. But if you look at it, Rated Gaming, again, has the late break to the point they're going to pick up some of this time. But Team Hustle's already kind of set up for the next hill. And this is something we've seen through just about every hard point now, aside from the first. Let's see if Rated Gaming can do something to kind of take that lead and run with it rather than having to catch back up at the end of every hill.
Yeah, you see, that is definitely a good point, Trevor. Eventually, Team Hustle are going to stop letting the scrap time go by the wayside, and I mean, that just assumes that you are able to break them off the objective at all. And just like that, the lead they got off that scrap time is basically completely annihilated, Trevor. So that just goes to show you that they are going to need to be a little bit more, present on the hill in the game in general. Oblivion and the guys are starting to do a pretty good job. They've got a lot of trophy coverage to make sure that they don't get grenaded out of their positions. Great spot for a contest, forces a shell out from main man Pilly. He gets fried by Lucid, and things are basically still staying in the status quo for Team Hustle, as no one can really seem to get them totally off the objective. But with the last of the trophy systems and the last of the players going down, we are again going to see this last little bit of scrap time going into the hands of Rated, my dude. Wow, just one second here. I'm curious to see how much time they've gotten off of each of the hills last 20 seconds. I think it's probably most of their time coming off the scrap time, Trevor.
100% Rated Gaming has, they've gotten basically all of their time off scrap. Couple contests here. They had a little bit of a chunk in the middle there on that street hill, but now back to P1. You see Team Hustle in the point and already kind of set up for the spawns. This is what we've seen throughout the whole time. If you're Rated Gaming, sure, you catch up at the end of every hard point, but if you're playing catch up, it's really hard to win. So they need to do something with this break, and they need to, look, they're sending 3 players street side to try to put some pressure onto those spawns. A couple are going to go to help in with the point. Freshie is absolutely going off in this hill right now. I've taken out a couple of players and looking to push out to kind of contest this. Nades could be good there, tags. He got caught reloading, though, as both the players do push him. A lot of points coming out for Rated in this early hill. Again, we see I guess we see the last 20 seconds again kind of going toward them. It's the scrap time. Team Hustle set up for the back side of the map. This time, though, Pilly with the pressure. That's more than they had last time. They got a couple players up here. Freshie, again, going big for his team. They just have to watch out for number 3, Lucid. I'm in this back PD position. Was not expecting him to be there. That's huge because that's pressure. And that's just time for his team to kind of get there, take control of that P2 again.
Trevor, so far it seems like Rated Gaming are like the kings of scrap time. They seem to be a little bit of dumpster divers, if you will, in terms of going for scrap time. Team Hustle, they're going to get beaten off the objective very, very early this time, and this could spell disaster for them. As, I mean, Rated Gaming, they've been showing that they are a little bit better in the breaks than they are, especially towards the end. Kaiser going to be making a constant thorn in their side from this up top position, but they do finally take him down. Thorn has been thoroughly removed now, Trevor, and now they might be able to start getting a little bit of a setup themselves. Unfortunate for Koi that he accidentally picked up a little bit of a gun there when he really should have been shooting it, but he didn't know that going into it. Freshie, he's still trying to get some scrap time here once again, and they are going to get it yet again, Trevor. That's going to get them right back even, but you see the rotation coming out from Freshie. He's going to be able to get to the hill initially before his opponents, but unless he can really pull off a 2v1 here, it's going to be tough for him without some support here.
Yeah, the Chow was there, close spawns in for Team Hustle. We're going to have some pressure from Rated White toward the... I guess they're not going to go toward the front. So they're going to try to wrap around and set up probably a pinch here onto Team Hustle. But, I mean, Rated, again, they're playing catch-up here. They manage to get the scrap every time, but right now Team Hustle's just building that lead. If they can manage to hold the hill for longer than the first few seconds and not let Rated get the break, then they're going to win this pretty handedly. But again, we see Rated get the break. Here we're about 30 seconds this time. A little bit better than it's been in the past couple of hills, but there's no thought of heading toward the next hill if you're Rated, as, I mean, Team Hustle's just already all spawning up. We do see Freshie kind of push out. Maybe he's going to do this, be the point man for his team. But he's got a couple big gunfights to win. in order to really secure this first
Huge.
game.
That is a huge gunfight right there, Trevor. That Freshie just goes in and wins like it's nothing. He is 22-14 right now, which is more than can be said for pretty much anybody else in the game right now. Oh my god, he's really giving it to him right now. He's gonna get a fifth! Oh my god, Trevor. What a little bit of a run from Freshie. And it's not even done yet. He's gonna kill another one, two. Holy freaking smokes, dude. He's on streaks. If he gets one more, then that could be serious problems for Hustle, as he has put 8 together back to back, and now Rated, they are going to start cementing this lead. And if they ever do start look like they're going to lose it, he's got a little bit of a reset button in his back pocket in the form of the cruise missile and the artillery.
This man is just absolutely demolishing. If he gets okay, that one would have been a little bit ridiculous. So he does get taken down at 9 there. Can't quite get the 10th, but like you said, he's full streaks, 29 and 15. There's a couple outside hills here, so all Rated Gaming has to do is pop the streaks at a smart time, and the game's yours, really. So here, I would like to see them wrap street side and kind of hit this from the back, just to try to secure the spawns. We're going to see number 7 try in Freshie. Gun was hot there for a while. He is on 30 kills, but unable to pick up that one for his team. We are going to see Rated with the early time this time, not necessarily the scrap. Let's see if they can hold on to it. But Team Hustle's here to try to take it back. As they do drop. So this is big. Rated Gaming can win it here on P1. So all they have to do is get this pressure off and take control. But they're fine with the contest, because if you look right now, Rated Gaming has spawns for next. They may, so they can still technically win it here, but it doesn't look like they're going to with a 4 stack for Team Hustle on this point. But you see 2 players, 3 players over toward PD for Rated Gaming. They're ready to play this P2.
Yeah, they are getting nice and firmly set up here, Trevor, but Diggs, he's trying to make it happen. He's trying to be a little bit of a spoiler here. He's so confident in his team's ability to win. He is challenging Pilly, who is up inside of Police Station. Pilly is going to come down and face him where he's at with the Krig, just making sure he hasn't somehow snuck his way in here. But Lucid, time is of the essence. He's going to be making his way up, but it's absolutely fried by Freshie. And now it is going to be all on Oblivion, who follows very shortly after. They've got the street push up potentially here, Trevor. But is it going to come in time? They've got literally one last good push in here for them. Oblivion going to be trying to take down Kaiser, and he totally cannot. They are not getting anywhere close here, Trevor. He's got to hop on for the contest. They stop it with 3 seconds remaining, but you got to remember, Freshie got those streaks if he does need them. And he does not at all need them, apparently, as Rated take it back completely without the need for the streaks. That is going to be 1-0 in the hands of Rated.
Yeah, and what happened is that they stopped winning just the scrap time. This is big by Freshie. He goes on a 9 kills in a row, okay, without dying. Right here, this chow right here where he picks up both of those for full streaks is absolutely insane. That got him full streaks right there, or maybe it was one more, but he had streaks at that point at least. That was really that play right there was the play of the game, because it truly changed the tide for the teams. That point is exactly when Rated White took over and took the rest of the game.
Dude, I'm a little bit amazed at that one still, if I'm totally honest with you, Trevor. That was such a nice play. Like, I was talking about, like, being smart over being cracked, but that just goes to show you that being cracked and being smart is definitely the best of all possible combinations. Freshie, they were playing just out of their minds good. They were getting the rotations, they were getting the scrap time, because I know that adds up, Trevor. And when you can do stuff like that, Freshie, there is not really much you can do to stop that. Now, it's going to be going into a little bit of search and destroy here, Trevor. What map again? We'll remind everyone, and including ourselves, it is going to be Raid, Search and Destroy, which is, I would say, most people's favorite search and destroy map. Besides the new introduction of Express, people really do have a strong affinity for this map because it's been in previous CODs, because it's so well balanced, because there are a lot of fun spots and good places to play basically any role from, Trevor. I'm sure that these guys are going to be ecstatic to play in this map. Even Hustle, after that last performance, it wasn't that bad as it looked.
Yeah, they had really early control onto all of the hills. So if you're Team Hustle, don't feel too bad about that loss. What you see there is you just see one player absolutely take control. And it's really hard to play against when you have a solid team that's winning scrap and keeping up. When they have that person just kind of flip the switch, it's hard to kind of keep up and to keep track of that. But Raid, arguably the best map in COD history, is a fun one. Exactly like you said. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to play it. or not play it. I guess I'm
Yeah.
casting it. I'm gonna have to play it tonight now that I'm thinking about it. I'm
1v1
pretty
you, Trevor?
excited. Yeah, I'll
1v1
1v1 you, bro. I'll do it. 1v1 me.
Yeah.
No chow, so I don't want to lose money.
Yeah. And you would.
I'm retired, actually. I did retire. Never played, but I retired. But no, it'll be fun. I'm excited to see how these teams play it. I think overall, we saw some good setups from both teams. So that's something to think about when you go to search, kind of what the setups are going to be, who's going to hold what angles. I think we saw MJ on that main AR for Team Hustle. So interested to see what he can do with some of the power positions on this map, kind of how his team can kind of play around him to make sure that he's set up for those off angles and things like that.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of potential for that on this map, Trevor. I know that the Craig has definitely been getting a lot more love, especially now that people know about that new patch that's coming up, which I think is going to totally flip this game on its head because it's adding a lot of recoil, it's tweaking recoil for certain guns, it's not even touching certain guns, which is a little bit of a buff in and of itself because it makes that gun good by virtue of making all the other guns even worse. Which is why people like Parasite are saying, you know what, we might be seeing a little bit of an MP5 come in here and there. Craig gonna get a lot better. People are saying that as well. So we're seeing a lot of people pulling out the Craig anyway. I mean, people are GAing the QBZ, but I mean, the Craig is really good too. I'm not saying GA the Craig by any means. Don't get me wrong, but like, all I'm saying is that the Craig, it's been definitely making a solid appearance since this M4 GA.
Yeah, and I think the Craig is probably the good main AR gun. It's not a do-it-all. It's sure you can win gunfights up close, but you're not melting people like you were with the M4 or maybe even the QBZ now. I think it's a really solid main AR gun. So that'll be really cool to see. I am excited to see kind of the switch up on the sub side. I was looking at some of the patch notes. So it does look like a considerable hit to the 74U. Kind of. It depends on it. It looks like you're not going to be able to get those cross the map beams as easy. Depending on exactly how you never know until it hits how it all reacts. You can read patch notes all you want, but you just got to wait till you get your hands on it. I'm excited to see what it does. It'll be interesting to kind of see how the meta evolves after the patch.
Yeah, especially if the compensator and muzzle brake GA still stand true. That would be interesting. But anyways, we are going to be finally getting in here with what we've all been talking about, and it is going to be some raid, search, and destroy. In case you guys have missed map number 1, it was, I would say, pretty close overall, but scoreline not so close, and it ended in the hands of Rated Gaming. Good showing overall from Hustle, but now they have a real opportunity to show what they are made of in Search and Destroy now, Trevor, as we get in here with Raid on Search and Destroy, obviously.
Yeah. Nothing about a legend or anything. There are some shadows, but this is just Search and Destroy on that Raid. But no, I'm excited to see it. We saw pretty good team cohesion from Rated, as they have been a core squad for a while. Team Hustle showed out pretty well as a team for being some people who just kind of came together for it. They are going to be on offense first, and it looks like they're headed to the A side. So let's see what kind of setup they can go for here, what they decide to do. But we do have a counter in the form of Pilly. He's just kind of watching, waiting, seeing what he can do. He does get this information on at least, I believe, 2 is who he's going to see. Gets the first blood on someone that he didn't see, knows that someone's going to be close. Shots are down, nades are down. That's going to be enough to get it. That's a 3 correction V2 in terms of man 4 rated game.
Oof! Wow!
And he's gone.
And he's gone. But yeah, Rated Gaming, man, that was some good plays. I loved this position from Billy, who was totally able to isolate that guy up in top canopy, and Diggs, he tried to go for the counter shell. It did not go very well for him. And like we saw, that team cohesion coming through for Rated Gaming once again. As soon as he called him out weak and exactly where he was, you saw 2 grenades go his way, and there was no way he was going to be able to stay there. Forced him out into the path of his opponent, and just utterly got devastated. And it was just all downhill from there for for Team Hustle, excuse me. Pilly gonna be opening things up again. He's just looking really good at getting the first bloods right now. And now, unlike Team Hustle, they get the first blood and they get the plant. So Team Hustle gonna have to play very, very hard and group up to get this defusal attempt.
Yeah, bomb's planted, they all backed up, and they're set up. You got Pilly watching the flank. No, I lied, it's not Pilly. It's going to be Koi watching the flank. Just to wait to see if anyone's come in. Freshie should at least hear this person if he doesn't see him. There's the Chow with the shot punch. That's the knife. 2-0 for Rated Gaming as they win that offense pretty handedly.
Yeah, dude, in the words of Big Shaq, check your nose, fam. I swear, he like socked him right in the nose. Thoroughly broken nose there from Diggs. But yeah, another amazing play coming out here from Rated Gaming, dude. They're showing that team cohesion. They have not really died at all, except for Kaiser. I'm looking at you there, my dude, but just kidding, obviously. Only one death on the side of Rated Gaming in these first 2 rounds. Definitely not going to be feeling too good about that if you're Hustle, but you gotta remember that you guys are a pickup team, and these guys are a lot more experienced with each other. And if you can just keep the vibes nice and high, that seems to be the problem with every new team in general, is keeping the vibes nice and high. If you can just manage to do that, then you can probably take a round or 2 off and get those vibes even higher, Trevor.
Yeah, I like this wrap from Diggs as they do kind of notice where the pressure is and make the adjustments. They're going to have to get into position pretty soon, as we do have Kaiser coming up, who could foil their plans, as he doesn't spot Lucid, but it's going to get picked up with. That's going to be a wall bang there, too, for the headshot based on those angles. That's big, but the trades come through. Looks like Team Hustle looking to take advantage here. See if Pilly is going huge. He's won some really big gunfights, and that's going to be a 2v2. Bomb has not been planted and is down. I don't know if Rated knows that. If they haven't, maybe they're watching it to see. But Team Hustle could get the plant off here if they just go for bomb and go to plant it really quick. But, I mean, 2v2, let's see what happens. Freshie in the back.
Yeah, Trevor, they're going to really have to do something quick. They go for the bomb. You see, Freshie, he's waiting just in case. They go for the plant. He's going to try and catch him on it, and he totally does. Would have been out of time anyway there. Proper timing, patience, and composure here for Rated Gaming. They seem to have it all right now, Trevor. They've got the crackness. They've got the composure. They've got the teamwork. They've got literally everything going for them right now. It's going to be tough for good old Team Hustle, the ragtag group of misfits, to come out and take a round off these guys when they are playing like this. Now, we were talking about Freshie in the first map. Look at him now, Trevor. He's still doing good. Apparently a little bit of a switch was flicked, and he is still going. It is not the off switch.
No, he's going. And I mean, potentially look at his streaks in this Search and Destroy, as he is on a 5 spree. Looking to pick up this trade for his team. He is able to get through and to get it, so he's on 6 right now. He's probably going to wait a second, calm down, not take the ego child. See if you can't get the streaks if you're Freshie. We're at a 2v3. Freshie and Kaiser up against Oblivion, Lucid, and MJ. So, I mean, Freshie's the one that you want alive if you're Rated Gaming, but they have a tall order in front of them, as they're going to have to pick up these last couple kills in order to secure the round.
Yeah, I mean, they did go 2 down off rip and only got 1 in return, which was Diggs. So now, yeah, they got to do a little bit of backtracking to get the bomb. They're trying to wait for their opponent to make a little bit of a overly aggressive chow and a mistake, but it seems like Team Hustle's got a little bit of composure here as well. They are holding their ground, not making any crazy ludicrous plays, but you see Lucid, he definitely saw one come out there. He's going to be getting that grenade ready. He definitely saw him. If you were in all doubt that he saw him, he has called it out, and in they go. MJ trying to come around the corner and is not able to get the trade on Kaiser. Just like that, it goes from a 3v2 to a 1v1 now, as Oblivion is solo dolo up against Freshie, who has not died yet, Trevor.
Yeah, and Freshie making the heads-up play, kind of wrapping around the back here. I don't know. Yeah, so Oblivion's not going to hop the bomb. I don't think he would have had time anyway. But now Freshie has position. He's not necessarily going to have a sight line on where the bomb is, but he should see this player cross over toward it. Big gunfights here. Freshie's going to have to chow. He's going to have to stick it. Oblivion has to stick this, but Freshie knows, comes and spoils it just in time. The defuse does not come through. Freshie's on 7 in a row, I believe now. Or, yeah. on 7 in a row with that last kill. So that's huge for Rated. I'm sure he's not going to ego chow off the front, but Kaiser, man, we've seen him in the play of the game for a couple 2 pieces. All right, so Freshie hasn't died, but Kaiser set up a lot of the stuff for him, picking up some big influential kills.
Yeah, and Freshie gonna be on full streaks now. On top of that, it's just looking like they can do no wrong right now with Trevor. Rated Gaming, they are looking pretty dang good. And I mean, honestly, Team Hustle hasn't really looked that bad leading up to this. Oh, but that looks even better for Freshie. That is bombed down. I think he's going for the ace. I think he's calling for it, but his teammates are not gonna give it to him. Jesus Christ, dude. Freshie is just looking so good tonight. He is so hot right now.
Dude, like, this is just ridiculous, okay? They didn't even... They got a couple of shots into him, but Freshie is just absolutely melting people right now. 3 immediately off the rip to go up to 10-0. This man is looking great. I mean, he's going for the perfect round here to see if he can do it without the dropping the death.
Yeah, this kid is literally untouchable right now. You see, he's going for some more. He's being a little bit patient at B. Koi gonna try and figure out where they're all at. And he is gonna find, well, actually, Philly is gonna find, well, he finds 2, actually. The domes of both gonna be taken apart by Philly. And Dix, he's trying to stay alive here. He's gotta do it up against main man Freshie, and goes just about as well as you thought. Freshie is just in a mood where he just does not feel like dying. So he's just gonna keep on killing you just because he's not in the mood to die right now, Trevor. And like, vibes are everything. If you're not in a dying mood, then you're not really gonna die, especially if you're as good as Freshie. Holy crap. That is quite an extravagant 6-0 we've got in our hands here, and yeah, that is really all you could really say there, Trevor, is that Rated, they looked so dang good and a lot better than Hustle.
I think Freshie went 12-0 if he did get that last kill there, because he picked up one in the middle, like of that last round. He was able to pick up one in all the noise with Pilly going off, and then Freshie did pick up that last one. 12-0. That's nuts. For a raid search and destroy, and that's kind of exactly why your team wins 6-0. You don't die, average 2 kills a round. That looks really good for your team. Able to pick up a big clutch there in that 1v1 versus Oblivion, who was trying to defuse the bomb. So not only was he frying, but he was clutching too. That looked like a really good rated white squad versus Team Hustle. We are going to get the control. It's going to be on checkmate too. So we're going to get to see what happens there. Yeah, you have to lean toward Rated after seeing the performance of this last map. Sure, they played the hard point close at first, but then they took control there at the end, and you see them just absolutely dominate the search and destroy. So you almost have to favor Rated white.
I mean, they just looked like they had literally every single good thing going for them, Trevor. They're beating Team Hustle in just about every aspect possible. They were out shooting them. They were out smarting them. They were out positioning them. They were out maneuvering them, and they just outplayed them. Straight up, plain and simple, Trevor. There's no other way to say it. Rated white, they are just looking like an across-the-board better team than Hustle tonight, and that's, I mean, to be a little bit expected when you've got a team that's played together for across at least since the beginning of the season like Rated White has. It's a group like Team Hustle, who has just started playing together tonight as a team for the first time. Again, guys, in case you don't know the background on this, Team Hustle is a team full of FAs. And because Hustle has been on a little bit of a struggle bus this season, they decided to let some of the FAs play in their spot just so they can get a little bit of experience and some show time as well. And I think that's pretty dang cool. I mean, we've seen some good stuff from them so far tonight. A little bit of pop-off moments from a couple of them, but it's just not together enough, not enough from every single one of them to warrant a victory over Rated White.
Yeah, it's going to take something. It seems that both teams are ready, so we will be getting into this control here soon. I'm just excited to see what Team Hustle can do to kind of bounce back here. You can't get down on yourselves, like you said, newly formed squad, playing a nice established team. So just try to take as many rounds off of the control as you can. If not win it and kind of extend this series here. Raided's got to feel really confident headed to this checkmate. Checkmate can be a controversial map. I don't mind it. Plane can get kind of hectic when it comes to it, but I don't mind it for control. That is. So here we get to see the plane, nice little broken plane, all the power positions that come with it. Rated White versus Team Hustle. Who do you think is going to take this control?
If I had to take a guess, probably Rated, because I mean this map on this mode, it's just so incredibly hard to win attacks if you don't have better team cohesion and just, I don't know, better brain power than your opponents. Like, this is a map where, like, my original point on Moscow is also true on this mode especially. It's not good enough to just be cracked and individually skilled. You need to push through as a unit. Otherwise, you're just going to get absolutely smacked on the most defender-sided of all maps. On the most defender-sided of all modes. Team Hustle going to be starting off on the attack. And you know what, Trevor? We haven't done a whole lot of listen-ins here. So in a few minutes, I think we should do a little bit of a listen-in here with Rated Gaming, if you're okay with that.
Oh, for sure. It'll be nice just to kind of see how their comms are with someone like Freshy who's just going off. Let's see what he can do off the rip here. It's gonna drop, so that's he picks up one, but does drop. Just a bunch of stuff going back and forth here off the very rip. Both teams trying to get control of this. Team Hustle is gonna be attacking, so they're the ones that are gonna need to put in the most work here, as Raider are just trying to fend them off.
They're trying their best to fend them off, and Oblivion does a very good attempt at fending them off. They've got a little bit of progress today. They're starting to get a little bit of kills here as well, Trevor. Boy, Solo Dolo misses every single shot up against MJ, the god who misses just about 0 shots. He's on a 4 streak now, trying to go for the 5, and maybe the streak split is going to get his life cut a little bit short there, Trevor. And I mean, if you look at the lives, it's not looking like they're too far apart on this map. So, I mean, Team Hustle, they are keeping it nice and close, and where it really matters the most on the attack, and that is the lives department. But with those recent deaths, I think it's going to be hard for them to keep their opponents out of the spawns and getting those extra kills. That's going to put them even further behind.
Yeah, with Freshy and Koi pushed up as far as they are, it's going to be really hard for Team Hustle to kind of cross and get to where they need to be, because look, you have Philly set up. I think he died right when I said that, but he was set up, so now they're going to know where they are. So Team Hustle trying to get to B, only about 20 seconds left before they have to cap a point. They have to try to full stack it to get anything done. Look for the contest, get the wave clear. But Freshy could play spoiler here, as he's just going to look and wait for these players to cross. He's able to do it, as he does pick up at least one of them. Call-outs are there. Only about 10 seconds left, and no one's really super close to a point for Team Hustle.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just like you need to win the attack, but you can't lose the attack by a lot, Trevor. They are now 5 lives behind overall, and I would say that is, honestly, that's decent. That's about average, but they just got to make sure that they make the most out of their defense now. They got to just make it so that it hurts Rated a lot more to lose their attack than it was more painful for them to win their attack than to win their defense. You know what I'm saying? So now, I mentioned earlier, I'm kind of curious to hear how Rated are talking to each other right now. I'm sure vibes are very high. So let's take a little bit of a listen in with Rated.
I'm playing for top.
I'm gonna go to this top wing. I'm playing
Alright,
I'm
guys,
for
I'm
dig.
gonna
I'm
throw
throwing
your
flash.
left. I'm
Full
getting
flash,
wall
one
banged.
Tyler.
Yeah.
They have a trophy
Yeah.
down on B.
I'm absolutely top.
B,
I'm
one
gonna
top.
get-
Push you.
Oh,
Yeah, they're pushing through table right now.
big is one shot there.
One's
One's on
on
A,
A,
one's on A.
Go big, Koi, go big. I'm coming A with you.
I don't know where A
Got me. He's
is.
top. He body shot me.
It's dead. I'm one
Good
shot
shot.
on
Keep your
A.
back
I
in.
got one up spawn. I'm hopping on B.
I don't know where he's at. Ty.
One's on me, one's on me close.
Yeah.
I killed A.
Yo,
Okay.
I'm going A to stack.
2 on B,
No,
2
I'm
on
looking
B.
bottom A.
Alright then, Trevor. So, yeah, let me know what you think of those comms. I thought they were pretty dang good and spot on. They seem to be calling out just about everything. No funny business.
Yeah, calm, cool, and collected, and that's exactly what you want to hear from the team that's kind of been dominating. So you see that they have taken a slight lead here in the lives department and are just about done with A for that attacking side. So they're going to have about 2 minutes to head over toward this B side. With relatively good map control depending on what 7 and 8 can do, and they do it. Freshie and Pilly going big for their team. They're going to look to maybe pick up a couple more kills and put pressure on the spawns of Team Hustle to kind of let their teammates get over toward B. But number 4, MJ the God, could kind of play spoiler here as he is set up, and he's dead. As soon as I say that he is set up, he does drop there. So I'm going to see Rated over toward this B side. Early pressure in from Team Hustle. As we are going to get a couple players stacked to try to burn this a little bit quicker. Lucid top lane, though, could get put some work in for his team, but meanwhile, tick and a half through B. Team Hustle has to be able to do something here.
Yeah, it's tough when you're putting in work for your team, but your team just isn't there. He was in a great position to do some stuff, but no one else could really get up there to help them. Only sole survivor of this entire push is Oblivion, and he is going to finally fall, but they do manage to at least hold the Storm up against Rated Gaming for now. Kaiser, he's just going to catch it, very eager to push up Diggs and totally catch them exactly where he wants them. Boy and the guys, they've completely cleaned house yet again, Trevor, and even more so than getting the cap on this objective, they are way, way ahead in the lives again. Team Hustle, they're just running right on up, down the middle, reckless abandon, and it's just easy pickings for Rated right now.
Yeah, when you have 1:20 and only have to kill each person twice, essentially, with only 8 lives left, Rated didn't even have to secure that point. They could have just played team deathmatch for the next minute and probably still would have gotten it with the kind of map position that they had. They had pressure toward the spawn. Here you see Kaiser just ripping people as they're trying to make their way toward the point to get the contest through. But that's going to be 2-0 up in the control for Rated White. Kaiser is on 13-7. Koi 11-9. Freshie 11-5. Pilly, he's at 9-9, but I mean he's putting in work for his team. He's had some great map pressure throughout the course of this control.
Now, Trevor, this is a gun we were talking about, one that could be a little bit made better after the new rework of the recoil and stuff like that, the FFAR. I've been seeing a lot of people going off with it. I kind of want to see Kaiser get into a gunfight with it real quick. I want to see how he does with it and how the new gun is. He's instantly going to switch and pick up Krieg, though, so I'm a little bit disappointed in that. But anyways, it appears that Diggs and the guys are trying their darn hardest to do some stuff here. Kaiser does get the better of him with the FFAR, but he almost did get turned on, so definitely goes to show you that that gun's range is not quite like the Krieg, or maybe even the 74 use, but oh, up close, it does definitely shred, Trevor. It does definitely shred up close, but Rated, they are still in great positions nonetheless. FFAR or no FFAR, they are just holding down shop, and no one can really push them right now.
Yeah, I mean, they have great positioning so far. Even when someone does try to apply pressure, you see someone from Rated just play spoiler to it. 30 seconds without a single tick through for Team Hustle. If they're able to stack a point really quick and get the full cap, it would be nice. But I mean, they have the contest here. All right, this is what they have to do. But for 5 and 8. That's going to be Kaiser and Pilly are coming up toward this A spot, and they're going to instantly contest and try to rip these players off. All up to Oblivion. Kaiser there with that FFAR does shred up close. It doesn't quite get Diggs there, but the teammates are going to be there to be able to pick this up, hopefully.
Yeah, speaking of teammates, Diggs is all by his lonesome for now, and he's getting naded to high heaven. His teammates are getting completely cut off on their route to him. Oblivion is going to make some progress through playing, but he gets cut down short as well. MJ, they just can't get more than one on the objective at a time here, Trevor, and it is very, very sad to see as Rated Gaming. They are just playing the team play game much, much better, and it is going to lead to a 3-0, not just in the series, but in the control as well.
Yeah, that's a pretty dominating 3-0. From Rated, not in the control too. I mean, they didn't really give Team Hustle a chance. They had so much map pressure. Here you see Diggs with a nice multi-kill here, but the whole control is really the story of Rated and where they were on the map. Really through the whole thing, they just took control of all the power positions, do exactly where they needed to be, pushed out the spawns, kind of trapped Team Hustle, and that's exactly how you 3-0 a series. We saw in the hard point, Rated played close, and then that flip kind of switched. And you see people like Freshie going 12-0 in the search and destroy on that second map. That's nuts. That right there put it in your cookbooks because that's a recipe for success.
Yeah, it's such a hard thing to go up against when you've just got someone who is that good, and he's got a good amount of teammates backing him up. Even if he does go down, there's always someone to get the trade there for him and help him in gunfights so he doesn't even go down in the first place. That's such a hard thing to go up against when you're just a team that is playing together for the first time, Trevor. And Rated, they are just going to be speed running this one. They got a lot of good little accolades for themselves in that game. Definitely a little bit of stat pads going on there, especially if you're Freshie. Oh man, did that guy go good. Go and do some good. But like, literally we could talk about how good Freshie's plays were literally all night. But yeah, that's what, well, all that really matters is the stat line, which is 3-0 in the hands of Rated White. Trevor, let's take a little bit of a look as to how this is going to affect the league table as a whole now. It's not going to be, it's not going to be really hurting Team Hustle very much. It's not going to make them go down any further. Can't really go down any further. But Rated White, it does allow them to surpass their brother/sister team, their sibling team, over in Rated Gold by 1. Now, Trevor, fun fact. Rated Gold is playing Finale Gaming later tonight. And if Rated Gold can beat Finale Gaming by a sizable amount, that would mean that potentially Finale can fall behind both Rated teams. But with a victory, they can find themselves either in the same spot or neck and neck with Monolithic.
Yeah, so great storylines coming out for Division A tonight on this wonderful Monday evening here in the K7 League. I'm excited to see how the next game plays out. Like you said, Finale and Rated Gold. So we'll get to see what exactly happens in terms of these rankings as they are tied 2, tied 3 with kind of how this goes. Rated White is going to bump up there, but Rated Gold, I mean, you can't let the other Rated squad get ahead of you. You got to come out and kind of get the dub, not only for you, I mean, not only for Rated, but for you. Just to like, hey, we're the better rated team. Come check us out, kind of thing. Excited to see what goes down there. Kamika, I think you and I are actually on the cast together again. So, I mean, we'll be back. This is what you got. You're stuck with us for the rest of the night. So sorry about that, but I'm having a great time, and I can't wait to see kind of how the next one goes.
Oh, yes, indeed, Trevor. This will have a huge, huge impact on Division A because a lot of distance to fall if you're Finale or Rated Gold in this next match, but also a lot of glory to be gained. Let's take a little bit of a look at the rest of the schedule for this week. You see, first one of the week, Monday at 8 p.m. EST. That was one you just saw, already in the books. You're about to see Finale versus Rated Gold, and if you stay tuned for the rest, you will see an amazing, amazing match in Heartbreakers versus Monolithic. If you guys were paying attention at all to what was just on your screen in leaderboards, you'll know that that is first and second place. So that is going to be quite the amazing match. And yeah, definitely a lot of other good stuff going on. We got Living Nightmare versus good old Valiant Gaming, our resident challengers team up inside of Valiant Gaming. We got a couple of those now, Trevor. But yeah, just a little bit of an idea of what you guys are going to be seeing in the rest of the week. Trevor, anything you want to say before we get going into this next one at 10 p.m.?
No, just thank you. Thank you to all who are watching. Thank you to all of our partners here at the K7 League. And thank you, Kamika, for leading through, not only casting alongside me, but for leading us through the production side of things too. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it was a hell of a time, Trevor, and I cannot wait to do this next one with you as well. And I hope that all of you people in the audience are here for it as well. And if you guys liked the stream and the match, make sure you guys let us know that you liked it. You can do it in a very easy way by pressing the like button. Crazy, I know, right? It's like almost like you can actually show us that you like the thing by pressing the like button. But also, if you want to show us that you like it, you guys can go ahead and press the subscribe button as well and turn on that bell notification so you guys can know exactly when these matches are going to be going down, and follow on the Twitter. Always some awesome stuff on the timeline about stats or matches, cool clips, things like that. So make sure you guys go and check out all the K7 outlets for information, whether it be YouTube or Twitter. And we will catch you guys all at 10